All right, we're starting out upstairs here. It's looking good. All of these lights could really get installed. Sounds like he's got all the painting going in, like the plugs need some help, and we're definitely ready for baseboards here. So, hallway's looking nice. Need the closets on the door, trim around this door, trim around this door. Jack's working in the bathroom here, but we still are missing that light over the shower. Hopefully when they come back to install the lights, they can get that going. Switches could get installed here. Same thing with the lights all kind of dangling. This is all painted and ready to go. Need the baseboards and plugs and switches changed out here. Jack's gonna work on getting the inside of this closet up here sprayed out. And then he's going to, once he gets the poly on the steps, he will come back and tape this all off and spray all of the risers on here in that satin finish. So he's gonna work on that once that gets going. So let me take you into the kitchen here. A couple concerns. So when you stand back here and look at this, this is where the fridge is gonna go. That fridge is going to have like a foot gap above the top of the fridge, that cabinet. That cabinet needs to really be swapped out and have a similar cabinet to this one so that it comes down to a normal height that's usable over the fridge. That will look ridiculous if you can see that space above the fridge, 12 inches above the fridge, where you can see the bottom of that cabinet where it's screwed into the wall. That will look terrible. So this is where the plug was for the fridge, and the box is somehow moved back in there. That needs to get pulled out. So then more concerns here. So this plug for the microwave needs to be up another probably 6 inches and pop out inside of the cabinet. So when you put the microwave bracket on this wall, you would drill a hole through the bottom of the cabinet, and then the plug would plug in inside the cabinet. So that needs to get moved up. And this needs to get moved down because you're going to have the microwave is going to come and stick down about 18 inches. This is going to be in the area that's exposed above the sink or above the top of the stove, and that's going to look awful. Not sure if there's any way to move this plug over and put this here so that, you could put a toaster or a blender or something in this narrow cabinet here. And then this would be the plug that allows the stove to be plugged in. But this is awful. This needs to kind of move over to the right, be centered underneath this cabinet to allow you to plug in a toaster or something on that cabinet. But at the height it is, it's going to look awful to have a plug above the stove but below the microwave. So that needs some help there. So that's my bitching about the kitchen cabinets. Otherwise looking nice out here. The floors look great. I'm real pleased with the color. Like I say, he's going to do one more coating of the poly on this. Looks good. I will say that out here we need to do all the trimming on all of these windows. All need to be retrimmed. Door wall as well needs to be retrimmed. We'll have to figure out how to clean up that. Need all of the baseboards installed in here and all of the plugs and switches as well. So, but floors look really good. Let me get you out here to the living room. Need all the baseboards installed out here. Plugs and switches. The electrical in the ceiling's looking good. This is already finished painted out here. So this needs to have those lights reinstalled. But yeah, we're ready for baseboards, plugs and switches in here. And this is final paint from what I'm told, outside of some touch-ups here. So doors ready to get swapped out. That could get happening anytime. We need to get that light fixture in the entry hall. Need the doors to be installed. Again, baseboards in there as well. So Jack mentioned that you had said that he's going to be responsible for working on painting the natural finish on the doors and the drawers. Front bedroom's looking good. I like the color a lot. It's perfect. It's just a mellow, warm brown. It's not too dark, not too light, but the grain really soaked in the darker color. It's really nice contrast. So need a light fixture in here. The doors need to get installed in here. This front bedroom will likely need some sort of a closet organizer or something to have a hanging rod in there. We still have the original thermostat. I don't know if that's something you planned on changing out or not. So this needs the light fixture reinstalled here too. That's just the remains of the light kit from the ceiling fan that used to be here. But, same kind of thing in here. Baseboards, plugs, and switches. Have to decide, are you going to do some sort of a hanging rack back in here, or will that just be left empty, unfinished? So... bathroom needs some more touch-ups here, and he's going to have to do another coat of paint on here. He's got some patches on the gray. Jack said he's going to be working on the floor soon in here, but we still need trim around the window. Hopefully that plug's going to work out with location there. We need the fixture installed on the wall there, and then the plumber needs to come back and install the fixtures on here, but it's grouted. It could use maybe one more little scrub on here to clean it up. And then door trim around the bathroom as well, and then switches. So one thing I will say is hopefully the door opens into the left, and then you can have switches here on the right. It'll open into the left. Hopefully the width of this isn't going to bang into the vanity as it sticks out, so that's something to consider as well. So let me take you back to the basement. Still need to have that door installed there. Switches here as well, light fixture. There's a little nail pop in the ceiling here. I don't think this stairwell has been painted yet. Jack said he was going to be adding some trim to the top of these stairs and that the carpet would be installed here. So maybe this is part of the plan to paint these walls still here. We need to have the railing reinstalled here. Maybe if you could get a new railing that allowed you to have the handle with the return on it so that it minor 45 angles back to the wall. That's kind of a code now, so I'd love to see that. This smoke detector is just the brackets just there. We probably will want to get smoke detectors, at least one for the basement and one outside of each bedroom, or one inside each bedroom and then one outside in the hallway. So probably want to work on getting those as well. Basement's looking good. The ceiling's painted. It looks really nice. Maybe a little bit of a touch up there on there. And some of these nails, I'd love for them to get pulled out, but ready to have electrical done in here. It would be nice to just have all the electrical working so that they can, install everything. Kind of got this random plug and a wire that just sort of dead ends here. That could maybe get taken away and cleaned up. Same kind of thing here too. There's just this dangly box that has the transformer for the doorbell on it. Love to have that cleaned up, maybe tucked up on this back side here so that you don't see it when you walk down here. Also, there's this open grill here. Maybe there's some way to put some sort of a cover on that so visually it just doesn't look like a giant hole in the thing. And then before they install the carpet, that's that tile that used to be under the framed wall here. Want to see if they can scrape that off, clean that up a little bit better. Same around this pole here too. These support poles could probably have one more coat of paint on it. Not sure if you thought about adding the trim around the ceiling. I think it would just really finish that off. If they have more of the door casing, would love to see them just run a strip of that around there just to kind of finish that off a little bit more. I pointed out to Jack here too that there's some section, he's gonna mud this section. There's screw holes here and there's a mud line that needs to happen. Also, we'll need to figure out a way to cover this door. I'm not sure who's gonna work on that. Still a little bit dirty and gross in there as it was before. I don't know if you plan to address that area. Then there's this area here too, which is again, kind of just dirty and gross. I don't know if he's got the sprayer, if there's any way to just go in there with the sprayer and just kind of clean it all out real quick, just leaf blow it out with cobwebs, and then go in and spray it white. That would be something to consider, just to kind of freshen it up when you look in there. Maybe the same thing here, just go in and spray everything with some white primer or something, just to visually make it look a little bit more clean. A couple of little touch-ups here on the side of the stairwell. There's this old light fixture that no longer should be here. If we've got the can lights here, maybe when they steal the power from that, love for them to be able to turn on a switch upstairs that turns on that light at the top of the stairs, and at minimum the bottom of the stairs, so that you've got lighting your stairways coming downstairs. So this room is a disaster. Would love to just see this kind of, all the electrical spaghetti everywhere get cleaned up. They've got some recessed cans here. Love to get them back out and working on that and clean this all up. The PVC looks great, but the walls look gross. I don't know if he could, when he sprays out those areas under the stairs, also spray these walls here too. That 2x4 that's just randomly nailed to the ceiling needs to come down. The floor is probably going to need to get repainted as well. All of this trash and paneling needs to go away. But, and then this was just, it jiggles and it's loose. Would love to replace it and have this screwed to the floor. It's so disgusting. And it seemed to me that the drain leaked as well. So would love to get that reinstalled correctly over the drain in the floor, and have that more solid and usable. But just spraying the ceiling out with the gray and doing the white on the walls would make an incredible difference here. We're just, everything's so dusty and cobwebby and random electrical everywhere. I'd just like this to be cleaner. This is messy here. I want to get that all cleaned up as well. So definitely, want to make this appealing for someone to come do laundry here. And then I think we talked before about adding the closure here. Not sure if you guys have thought any more about that, or how you'll sort of separate this area from the finished part. So anyways, those are my thoughts on this.